Welcome to the Reset Room. Today, I will be joined by Kimberly Alston, a quantum human design coach and reader. Kim is like a very dope person, beautiful, beautiful human being, but she is also somebody that is very special to me because she has had a significant impact on my professional and personal growth journey. So, Kim, how are you feeling today? And welcome.
Thank you. I feel good. Had some stuff done today, and I'm
Mhm.
still riding that energetic wave. So,
Yes, yes. It's been a great day. I've been having a fantastic week. We just talked about it, so we don't have to rehash, but it's been really good, very exciting. Things are moving for both of us, which is fantastic. So what's been going on? Tell me a little bit, just like small little life catch up, if you will. Let people know what's been going on in your world.
I am just working to get my new service up and running. Right now, I'm just kind of doing a little soft opening, soft introduction of my program. Well, it's not really a program, it's a service
Mhm.
designed to 4A's mapping. So, anyone can go to my website to read all about it.
Okay.
It's so yeah, I was doing, here's the thing. It's kind of a rebranding, but not really. I went from coaching,
Mm-hmm.
you know, using human design as a tool, and I've switched it, kind of inverted it so that now I'm using human design and human potential coaching as a tool. So when I'm doing the reading, it's not just going through someone's chart, the
Mm-hmm.
foundational part, but I'm incorporating uh, my skills, my training,
Mm-hmm.
to help people go through, to coach them through certain challenges that they're dealing with right now, but through one of three archetype doorways. So
Okay, okay.
yeah, that's
So,
what I'm
which
doing.
you've already answered, like my next question, which is basically, what would you say that you do? So you summed that one right on up. So I
There
appreciate
you
that.
go. Yeah.
But you talked about a few things that people may not know about. So like quantum human design, and just we can hard stop there. What is quantum human design? Like break that down for us. Actually, if you want to also second to like how does it differ from traditional human design?
Yeah. Okay. There's a lot of ways that people will describe or try to explain human design or quantum human design. And Dr. Karen Parker, who's a creator of quantum human design, when she talks about it, she explains it in different ways. So, you know, I could say that uh, quantum human design is a personality assessment tool that uses it's used to illustrate a person's unique energetic blueprint. Um, You can also say it's a system of self-awareness and um, like personal strategy that reveals their their unique way of being in this world and operating. Another way you could talk about it is to say it helps people discover their personal, like their soul and life purposes. There's different ways you can use human design to talk about finances, business, relationships. It's relation parents and children. There's different ways to use it. It's not a one trick pony, but with all of that stuff, there is there's there's something that's very specific to human design, and some of it to quantum human design. So the system itself uses or synthesizes Eastern and Western astrology, uh, Judaic Kabbalah, Chinese I Ching, the Hindu chakra system, and quantum physics. Now, I mean, that's for quantum human design, but I think the last part, the quantum physics, may be stated differently, like quantum mechanics, if you're looking at
Okay.
human design.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit different too. But traditional human design, I would say, was created to speak to what they call the not self. So it's like the conditioned self, where we take on other people's energy and, we absorb it and we take it on as our own. We misidentify with it. So we're living our lives and losing touch and connection with our own self, our own energy. And we're believing that other people's beliefs and ways of operating is our
Like
own.
influence. Yeah.
And it really isn't. And traditional human design was written to shock the system, to wake you up for this, awareness type of thing. And it's meant to take people from a conditioned state to a balanced state. So if you take a line, conditioned state will be at the one end and traditional human design will be at the other end. The difference with quantum human design is that you still have that conditioned state, and then you have the balanced state, or the balanced expression, I would say. But if you extend that line to an end, that's the quantum expression. That's quantum human design. So Karen has it. So it uses the same foundational elements of traditional human design. It's all the same. I know some people will probably argue that, but it's all the same system, everything. And Karen was actually one of Ra Uluhu's students. So she learned from him. And her quantum human design uses language that's of a higher frequency. So that's where you would see the difference in like the center names, the gates, the channels, all of that stuff. So it's at a higher frequency because it focuses on the potential rather than someone's limitations. So that's really the difference. Because a lot of people, as she's seen over the years, they have already kind of awakened. They're like, okay, I know this, I'm a little past it. So that's what got her to say, I'm going to create something else, this like awakened rave or awakened human design, which is quantum human design.
Okay. So like, I know me when I'm talking to people, especially when I'm telling them about how I work with you, and they're like, well, what is quantum human design? I'm like, I basically kind of sum it up and say that for me, it is understanding like who, what, why you are, right? Like
it helps you understand who you are and how you are. Really, it's how you are designed to be, and then it allows you to kind of reframe the narrative that you're telling other people, but especially the narrative you're telling yourself that you're living by. Because it's like if you're lying to yourself, lying to other people. Now, if you want to lie to other people but be truthful to yourself, that's still not being authentic. So there's an imbalance there.
Yeah. Speaking of authenticity, that's part of your system, the 4 A's. So we have the 4 pillars, right? Like authenticity. Authority. Hit me with them because I know that.
Authority and autonomy and and
agency. Yay, I did it.
It's like personal agency. So
right.
all of that really and so it's my 4A's framework, but it essentially is about design sovereignty, which the framework is really seeing sovereignty when you are aligned and living through your design. I mean, that's kind of what it is. When you're aligned with your human design and you can, get those 4 A's and you can meet all of those, then you have design sovereignty, you have self-sovereignty. And it's you can't have one without the other. If you have one, the others are going to be weak. Can you be strong in all of them? In authenticity, authority, autonomy, and agency? You can. Am I going to say, oh, in 6 months you're going to get there? No.
Because we started working together like a year ago, and more than a year ago, I feel like, a little over a year. And I feel like I'm just now getting to a good place of balance, right?
It takes a while. It takes practice. And I will never say that I'm fully there, because just like in human design, you may dip down into, like, if you're quantum, if you're like, oh, hey, I made it, you may dip down to, being balanced, traditional, or you may
Mm-hmm.
go, hey, I'm something happened and it brought me down to this condition. I allowed this in. Okay, that's an awareness. You
Mm-hmm.
know how you're misaligned, and you know how to realign yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I thought of these 4 A's, and it just made sense. It's just
Right.
like, okay, this is it works. It makes sense.
So was there like something, a personal experience or something that you had that kind of shifted you towards this, or like what happened? How did we get to this point?
Ooh, let's see. How did I get to using human design, or get to the point of coaching with it? Um,
Well, let's start from the beginning. Like, how did you get to what introduced you to quantum human design or human design in general, and then what was it for you that you were like, yeah, this is what I want to do?
okay. So we're going to go back, take a trip back to 2017, 2018, when I realized, or it was pointed out to me, that I was burnt out. And so here's a story. When I realized I couldn't do it anymore, I was in DC, and my whole team, for my job, they were in California, Los Angeles. And so I was talking on the phone with my boss at the time, my manager. And I had been going through so much, and I broke down on the phone. I probably just She was probably like, what the hell? I don't know I know she didn't know what to do, because
Hmm.
I couldn't speak. It was all in my throat. And I can imagine her face going, I'm,
Do I need to call you back? Like,
she did. She said, I'm going to give you some time and I'm going to call you back. And immediately, because I couldn't express all of it, I wrote it all down, because I was so used to having, an emotion, or, having it out, and then totally forgetting everything that was, bothering me, because it was just,
hmm
continue on. I got to move on. So I wrote it all out so I can have it to say. So when she finally did call me back, kind of let it all out. So,
hmm
so here's the crazy part. I went to the doctor. This is how wrapped up I was in it. I went to the doctor. I was so nervous that he would say, "No, you're not burned out. You're fine. You're not, you're mentally there. It's okay." I was so freaking out. I couldn't remember anything, and that was one of the tests. I had to remember certain phrases and numbers. So he said, "Okay, so yeah, I'm going to say you can do the short-term disability starting tomorrow." No, no, I got stuff to do. You can't. No, I was panicking right there.
Starting tomorrow. Matter of fact, to now.
I was like, I was always thinking about other people. I have to
hmm
take care of them. I have to, get everything in order so they can continue. It was not about, okay, yeah, you know what? You're taking an hour to write a short email that still had errors. A very short email. And yeah, the outbursts of crying and holding it all in while people were still coming to me for advice. My thought,
Got a good look.
everything about everyone else but me, because I was
hmm
holding it all up. And so I said, okay, 2 weeks, or give me a week. And so he changed the date, and I did everything in that week. And then I stopped. It did not stop the stress, because um, I transferred the stress from my job to the stress of the insurance company. Take that back. It wasn't short term, it was long term disability, but 3 months. And then I was going to go to short term disability. And because of the stress that they gave me, I said, no, forget it. I'm just going to go back to work. And I had a job where I didn't have to work, the full time, because it was pretty easy. I knew what to do and everything like that. And I was working from home. so I could take breaks. And I was still irritated, still, I still got attitude, had major attitude with my manager. It was not all my fault because stuff. But that's when I got a call from HR out of the blue. It was like, hey, let's work something out. I've been here for 11 years. So fast forward, I got a severance. I had an end date of September, I think it was September 3rd, maybe, of 2019. It was done. And I thought, okay, I have learned, I'm working, and human design came from that. I was like, it was all about let me figure out what the issue is and work on myself. I did Reiki. I became certified or in level 1.
Level 1. Mm-hmm.
That didn't work for me because my energy was just all over the place. And then I was all like, Hermeticism, Hermes Trismegistus. I love saying that. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Listen, Hermes Trismegistus. I have the book.
Hey, girl, see? And it was just like, yes, okay, that helped. And then that's when human design came in too. And
Mm-hmm.
and there's so many things with human design people, so many people, and you have to find the right one, the one that clicks in the readers and things like that. But I'm reading it and I was like, okay. And I found out I was a projector. I was, to be specific, I'm a 3/5. My profile is a 3/5 splenic projector. So I'm just like, first of all, that's kind of boring. Splenic? What does that mean?
What do you mean?
My intuition? I don't know. Projector? Well, I'm constantly being that for other people. Okay. The worst part was the 3/5 profile because the Ra, who had all this information given to him about human design, he basically said in a recording, oh, God, I feel bad for you guys. I feel bad for 3/5. You have a hard life.
Like, wait, what?
It was so depressing, but at the same time, I'm going, you know what? Yeah, this sucks. It went to the point where I was like, I think I'm cursed. Every single thing, just about that someone would do, if I would try to do it, it would not work or it'd get messed up and I had to try it over and over again. And that was the one thing that I found to be most illuminating for me, learning about my profile. Because, like I said, I was cursed, like stuff kept going wrong. And then I found out, oh, it's trial and error. I have to do things so that this is the line 3. I have to do things so that I find a way, the best way that it works for me. And then,
Mm-hmm.
and I can guarantee someone is going to come into my life saying the exact same thing. And I'm going to be like, don't do this, do that.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried everything. This is the best option. You're welcome. I suffered for you. I had no choice.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So basically you got into quantum human design or human design in general, I guess back in 2019 when you had just the breakdown. We'll call it the big burnout breakdown, right?
Crash out, burnout, all of that stuff. Yes.
Okay. So that's a lot. That is a lot to experience, like just during that time period. And it's interesting because 2019, around that same time, I was going through something very similar, like big life shifts. I had just moved to New Mexico. So I was like out there. I didn't know nobody, like nobody. It was just me and my kids, and that's it. And for me, that sucks because once upon a time, I thought I was like this extrovert and I was a elaborate party, and then lo and behold, I'm really not. Now that I've done my human design reading, I know that I'm really not, and I'm like, you know what, I'm okay with this. But no, during that same time, yeah, life was as struggle. I think it's pretty cool though when I look at our timelines in general that we have a lot of transitional periods that are very similar. Going like September 2019, I think 2022 we had another big shift, and then this past year, right? And we know like 2026 is going to be another big transitional year, but for celebratory type.
Yeah. And 2027 is the year where there's so much change that, people think, oh, 2027 is coming up and there's going to be these, universal shifts and the planet splitting and all. Okay, planet's not going to split. Not, it gets a little deeper than
but
that.
things get crazy.
Right. We're already feeling the shift. You can see it politically, economically, just in the whole community and globally. But this is part of the shift. It's actually been, starting for decades now. It's just getting, it's reaching that crescendo. So
yeah,
but yeah,
exactly.
We both have those years where certain events happen and we're playing, we're recovering, and then we're playing catch up again. Have our own. It's what I would call our disruptions. So we have our disruptions, we go through the void and we go through expansion, but sometimes it's also, like I left my job, my 9 to 5. So that was an intentional disruption. And we go through that. And if we don't, here's the thing, if we don't listen to our bodies, our intuition, and have an awareness, if we know we are somewhere we don't want to be and we refuse to take that step, the universe will say, all right,
I got you. I got you.
I'm gonna give you a minute. I'm gonna give you some opportunities, and then it's like, okay, you don't do it now. I'm going to bring your whole house down.
Yep. This one card, the one at the bottom. Yeah, I'm gonna just move that. I'm gonna move that.
Power card. Hello.
Exactly. Yes.
See, people are freaked out by that because it's like, oh my God, my life is ending. Your life is ending as you know it because it has to make space for something new.
For something new. Yep. For the next wave.
Right.
Absolutely.
If you just like, oh no, my life is terrible, and you stay in that fear, it's gonna be.
Absolutely. I know for me, like I said earlier, like I went through your program about a year ago, and it really just helped me to understand like my energy and my decision making, like the patterns of that rather, and like having the ability to really look back on my life and see those patterns like play out and like for real, I'm like, oh my gosh, like this really is me. And so I think initially you told me that I was a 1-3 generator, which I still don't know what all that means because I'm not deep into it like you, but I know that I can come to you at any time like, girl, one of them. And you'll be like, girl, this, that. But I understand that as a 1-3 generator, there was a lot of things that I was doing or ways that I was moving that was prohibiting me from being able to actually like flourish. One being trying to force things to happen, like understanding that I am not somebody that should initiate things like what I'm trying to do. So I shouldn't initiate things at all. Like I need to observe and wait, pause, reflect, and then respond to whatever it is that has been initiated by someone else. So it's not to say that I can't start anything on my own. It's just like things that are going to be like require significant shift or that's going to give me the most growth and or can't think of a better word right now, but just growth in general. I need to be patient and respond to a situation versus trying to force something to happen. And having that awareness has been probably the biggest game changer for me. Seriously, like understanding just that one small piece. And there's so many other aspects that we went over that, I made small tweaks here and there over the past year that I don't even think about it now because it's just normal practice for me. But I know that one thing was so major, understanding that. So like when you think back with other clients that you've worked with, like what do you notice shifts first for them? Because I know for me, I think it was like that. Having the awareness immediately shifted my mindset. So I would say, what do you think, or what do you notice shifts first for most of your clients, like their mindset or their awareness, or maybe their behaviors?
Oh, I think I would say maybe it is more of a mind shift and an awareness, because it's like this realization of their truth, that they've been, for whatever reason, suppressing, or they were denying parts of them. And hearing some of it is like, oh, I knew that. It's confirmation, it's validating, and there's this mental processing that kind of goes along with trying to understand how they've, quote, always been, with how they're designed. And it's like, I'm supposed to do this, but I've never done that. But if you do this, if you follow your strategy and authority, whatever it is, so yours is, way to respond to external, because like you said, you can't initiate, and your authority, your gut, your sacral. So you follow your gut when you're making decisions. And when you do that, they're like, but I never do that. Or, when I did that, that kind of worked. It's that there's a mental gymnastics, I would say, that
Mm-hmm.
they are trying to, their first inclination is to push against it. And that's mental, because
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, I think their body says, oh, their body lights up. Wait, what is that? Hold up, say that again. I'm
Mm-hmm.
feeling something. But the mind, as I call it, the little tiny dictator, is going, no, 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 no. I know
I
what's
got
best
this.
for
I
you.
got this. I got this.
I know what's best for you. Follow me, listen to me. And so there is this mental gymnastics where people are going, but that doesn't make sense, but it does make sense. And I want to do it. And then how can I do it? And that's where it's like, okay, for human design, traditional or quantum, you basically start with two things: following your strategy, following your authority. It can get so deep and so complicated with all of the terms and the whole chart. Looking at it, you don't understand it. And so that's what I that's what I do. That's what I wanted to do. I was like,
Yeah, girl. 87 pages later. Look.
um, I know. So when I was working with you, I mean, it was different because that was a reframe program. So this is different.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like, okay, how do I make that very practical? How do I take the language and the understanding, the words, and make it practical so that you see it in your life? And that's what I'm doing now. So, like I said, I've switched it from coaching with HD as a tool, and I flipped it. So now I'm like, okay, let's talk about this, but let's see where it is in your life. So what, like, oh, I was always initiating.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I just kind of wait for something external to respond to, but then people are like, but I gotta wait. I actually was talking to someone a few years ago when I first started, and she has a manifesting generator energy, and she was like, I gotta wait. Like, well, it's really quick for you. I'm a little jealous.
It
Generator,
is.
super quick. Um,
Give it about 12 minutes, girl.
like, and it's like, you put it out there, you need some to wait to respond. Now she is a manifesting generator, and so yeah, you look for that external, but the thing is, then when she gets it, she can initiate it. She doesn't really have to, wait. She does have to respond to something, but
Mm-hmm.
take it and go. But a manifesting generator, they sometimes I can get jealous of that too, with the energy and just being able to do all this. Anyway, I forgot what I was gonna say, girl.
It's okay, girl. It's okay.
Like,
So, well, I mean, let's talk about me then, since you forgot. So,
I
so
it's
from
just,
like, from your perspective, what did you notice in my journey that you, or in my evolution that kind of like stands out from when we first worked together until now? Like,
Oh, honestly, it's what you said. Okay, so we worked together. And then I thought, who is the best person that I can work with business wise that I know can complement me?
mm-hmm,
And that's why I chose you, because you have that energy, one, you have that direction and that drive and to know what you want to do and how to get there. I mean, we all need some help along the way, but you you were able to take a lot of what was given to you and incorporate it into your life. I mean, to put it into practice. And even in hindsight, you're like, oh, yeah, okay, I was supposed to do that. Very emotional. There was a whole lot of stuff that came up.
a lot of tears every time.
But it's good. There's a lot of growth, and you
Like
took
I'm a thug, dang it.
for crybabies. But you broke open so much. You had these realizations, this. I don't know. I'm probably like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like you were aware, but this gave you permission to be true to yourself, to honor what that instinct already told you, what you
Right on.
knew,
Absolutely.
to leave the conditioning and the voices of other people just outside, not go, I have to do this because this is what they expect. You know, we live our lives based on conditioning and programming, and add expectations from other people, expectations from ourselves. And you were able to really take that and integrate it into your life the correct way, the way that makes not an easy life, an easy transition, but you confronted it. And
Yeah, I was ready. I like once had gotten to you and because I think I saw you on a Facebook, like in one of the groups that we're a part of, and you had posted you wanted volunteers for something. I was like, all right, like an exchange, if you will. I can't say volunteer, but it was an exchange. But I was seriously at a point where it was like do or die for me. Like I needed to make significant change in my life, and I just did not know like what there was something missing. I didn't know what that was. And then, we talked and I felt like I think this is it. I think this is the piece that I needed to unlock myself, my inner self, to be able to get to this next level. There was so much about myself that I didn't understand. So much was just locked in. And then going through the reframe program and like really taking the time to push past, like you said, the expectations, like push past all those expectations. Like, okay, but what is it really that I want? What do I really have going on in life? Why am I moving in ways that's not working? How can I shift the narrative for myself
yeah,
to be my best self, like for me, not for anybody else? And I think that's really what the reframe program does for me, with and understanding like the human design aspect of it, really understanding like the why of who I am, like why am I the way I am, and how do I work best with myself. The human design gave me that answer. So
yeah.
it was, so once I got that, like I said, the key is like key turn, door open. I was like, ooh, snap, wait a minute. It's nice over here. It's a little scary. I don't know what we're doing, but it's nice over here. And yeah, I was all in, completely all in.
You leaned into that discomfort and that uncertainty. And the thing is, I wasn't telling you what to do. Human design doesn't tell you, okay, well, this is how you're going to do it. This is what you're going. we don't tell you human design doesn't tell you your job, the profession, doesn't give you a title or anything like that, but it's just saying this is how you are designed to operate for ease and flow.
Right.
You don't get the pushback and you understand your boundaries. You know, it can say, you know what, you thrive best in certain environments. You thrive best when you know your authenticity and who you are. And then also, even like the open centers in the chart. Some people are like, oh my God, I have so many. Does that mean I'm totally conditioned? You're taking in a lot of stuff, a lot of energy, and you're amplifying it. But people can freak out because they're like, that means I'm not being, I don't have that. It means you can gain wisdom from that.
Mm-hmm.
So once you notice it, once you become aware of how you're feeling, especially if you're emotional. Wait, no, I said you were sacral. Are you're emotional? Wait, what's your authority?
Hold on, girl. Sacral. Yeah, I'm sacral. Yeah.
Okay, so if you're so anyone who's an emotional authority, they have that wave. But I'm not emotional. But you know, in my that center, the emotional solar plexus is open, so I still can feel other people's way. I mean, first of all, I feel other people's energy anyway, and their emotions. But
right.
but it's just like there is wisdom once you understand yourself. Then you know, oh, this isn't me. This is like you can walk into a room and kind of like what it feels really close and thick, the air. Um, so there's just so much. Yeah.
Yes, there is. So I think like right now we're being inundated like social media and everything else where everybody's in this spiritual wave, which is great. Like we love it. We want people to, really start to understand who they are. Right. The alignments, and enlightenments era, if you will. That's what I'll call it. But again, I'm not upset about it. Like I like that we're here because it gives opportunities for people like me and you who work with people and work with their inner self, their spiritual self. Like they're gonna want this, right? So if you have somebody out there in the universe who wants to, get into quantum human design, like wants to understand like how to change their lives, um, what can they do to start exploring human design or quantum human design?
Well, there are, like you said, so many people out there, from professional to those who are just doing it as a hobby. There are a few sites that you can get a free chart from, uh, bodygraph.com, Genetic Matrix, free bodygraph chart. I think that's Karen's. So that's quantum human design. Yeah, free human design chart. That's for quantum human design. Jovian Archive. That's like the I'd say the original because they have uh, a lot of recordings from Ra, who created human design. Um, you can also go to my site, 7cycle dot coach, because I have you can get a free chart. So some of these sites, when you can run a free chart, you can also get a free report. So like on Bodygraph, what is it, bodygraph.com, you can get I think it's like a 12 page, for some of them, you can get like a really short introductory report. It's like you're dipping your toe.
They don't tell you anything though. They tell you nothing. They just give you the report. They show you some numbers. They give you some cute little pictures and be like, this is this. And you're like, but what does this mean? Oh, no. We can't tell you that part.
Exactly. So the free one, I mean, it's free. What do you can say? I also have that you can purchase from me without getting the whole reading and coaching. I have my own mapping. So that's what we were talking about. 87 pages in, where I say it's a 90+ page. So I did my own, and it was 102 pages. I did another client, and hers was 100 pages. And
So
it
they're
goes,
personalized for each
it's
person,
custom,
basically.
it's personalized. I break it, and that my report is broken down by the 4 A's. So you have, a section for authenticity, authority, autonomy, and agency, and then some other information about just what the 4 A's foundation is, this philosophical meaning behind it. The 4 A's design sovereignty, but it also touches on your incarnation cross gates and your life purpose. So it's just a little bit, I mean, that can just go on forever, but to me, it helps you understand, get you a little bit closer to really understanding yourself, seeing what your gifts and talents are, your autonomous gifts that a lot of people may not really recognize, but they do it. They're living it. So that one, 90 plus pages, is $97. That's not this whole foundation thing though. So you can get into it, depends on where you want to start. There's so many different ways. I think a lot of people who are doing this professionally would say Instagram or social media is not really the best way to go, because you get snippets, and some people take that and say this is what it means. You have a
Like this,
carousel post or one post or something, and I mean, let's say you look at what's on one post, right? And then you look at someone's report, and it may be 2 pages, 3 pages long. So you're not going to get very much.
yeah.
That's the point. So it's like, okay, we're going to kind of give you a little bit of information, but really, if you're interested, go get a free chart, go get a reading. But understand that, yeah, there are people who are traditional human design. There are readers who are quantum human design. You're going to get something different, but it's going to be this similar information, because it's about you. It's not, hey, let me tell you about this other person that looks like you. No, this is your
Mhm.
chart. It's based on your date of birth, place of birth, and most importantly, time of birth. So you have to know your time of birth. Uh,
Gotta go dig out those birth certificates for that.
yeah, a lot of people, they may not have it, and so you can kind of say, oh, you can play with it to say, okay, within 2 hours or 30 minutes of what you think it is, but understand there may be, when you're getting down into it, into the details, there may be some discrepancies, whether
Hmm.
profile or defined or undefined centers, any channels that you have, but and I can't even say the type, your energy type is going to be the same, but your authority might be different. So you are a generator. Let's say, if you didn't know, within 30 minutes of when you think you were born, if you use a slider, your authority could change. A couple things could
Hmm.
change. It could be very
Hmm.
slight, but that means it's no longer who you were designed, like that from the time you were born. And we're looking at the design, the unconscious sets 3 months before your birth. And on the personality side, the soul side, is the time and date of your birth. So it's really important to
Okay.
have.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we're getting ready to get close to wrapping up here, but before I send you off and say all my thank yous, just one more question: like, how has doing this like changed how you see yourself?
I'm constantly in a state of presence. I'm constantly thinking about what I'm doing and thinking, and if I'm making my life harder. Um, when I feel a lot of anxiety or frustration, resentment,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a projector or orchestrator. So, our emotional thing when we're not aligned is bitterness, resentment. But when I'm feeling that, it actually makes me go, let me just give me a second. What's happening? What's going
Mm-hmm.
on? What am I doing that's causing this? And how can I work my way out of it? Do I understand what it is? And I have used my chart, as we were talking before, my it's along the lines of astrology when people think of their sun, moon, and rising. Well, I was looking at my conscious and unconscious sun, earth, and moon, and I'm using it to help find my voice for certain things, and what does it actually mean to see all of that, because it's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And it's who other people see until I recognize, oh, you said that. Oh, I guess I do that. But it gives me an awareness, and that's just the thing. And I've come to such a point where before where I was like, oh my God, 3-5, nothing's working. I now have tested it somewhat unintentionally to where I was stopping myself from exploring, from experimenting. And I was like, I'm not going to try anything because it's not going to work. I'm just not going to do it. Do you know when I stop myself from being myself, what's natural, it feels like this river flowing, and then I hit a dam where there was
Mm-hmm.
no more flow. And then I realized I have to experiment. That is literally part of me. So once I started trying things, regardless of the outcome, I could I could feel that energetic flow. And so now I'm like, hey, 3-5, cool. I'm I'm working with it. It is part of me. I love it. And it gets, I'm next year I'm going to be 50. So it's like it's going to get less because I've learned. I have this
Girl,
awareness.
50 where, girl? Quit playing with us, please.
I've learned so much, and I'm going, okay, I can accept it. I'm present. I have this awareness all the time, and I'm constantly learning about myself. So it has, it's come full circle because now I want to take what I've learned.
Mm-hmm.
I want other people to experience that too, to help them through whatever challenges they have so they can see it differently, that perspective. And I think I never really had a like, passion for anything before in my life, but this, um, yeah, I really want to help and be a service to people. But to say, let me show you, like a way shower, let me show you yourself, put up that mirror so that you can then reframe your life. You can decide what you want to do. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, Kim, thank you so much. Like, I really appreciate you taking the time out to share just your wisdom and, really dig into what it is that you do. And I can't talk enough about how much you've been an influence on my life just in this past year. And I'm very grateful and very thankful to have met you, to have gone through your program, and to now be, a good friend. So I appreciate you so much. This conversation is just a good reminder that, like, self awareness, it's a practice. It's not a destination. It's something we have to keep working at every single day. And the best thing you can do for yourself is hit Kim up, get your quantum human design reading so you can understand who you are, why you are, and how you should move going forward based on your strategy, your authority, and all those other great things that she says. And so with that, I'm going to sign off. Thank you so much. This has been the Reset Room. I hope you had a great time. I hope you learned a lot. All of Kim's information will be linked somewhere, wherever this is at. You'll see it. It'll be linked. Please reach out to her if you want to learn more about quantum human design. If you want to get a reading, she's doing those. And if you just want like full-on coaching services or something like that, do you do full-on coaching services or?
Incorporate human design
Mm-hmm.
and coaching. So that's the foundation session. Yes.
Okay, so all of that, all the links and everything to Kim and all of her stuff will be provided below. That's it for the Reset Room. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining.
Bye.